Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where I talk about all things movies. Today, I'm going to share with you my list of the 10 best alter ego movies. But first, what is an alter ego? Well, according to the Oxford Dictionaries, an alter ego is a person's secondary or alternative personality or an intimate and trusted friend. In movies, alter egos are often used to explore the hidden or darker aspects of a character's psyche, or to create a contrast between their public and private selves. Sometimes, the alter ego is a separate entity that takes over the character's body or mind, and sometimes it is a fictional creation that represents the author's thoughts or feelings. Alter egos can be fascinating, thrilling, and sometimes terrifying to watch on screen. So, without further ado, let's get into my top 10 alter ego movies. The first movie on my list is Fight Club. The cult classic from 1999, directed by David Fincher and based on the novel by Chuck Palahniuk. This movie stars Edward Norton as an unnamed narrator who suffers from insomnia and dissatisfaction with his consumerist lifestyle. He meets Tyler Durden, a charismatic and anarchic soap maker who introduces him to an underground fight club where men vent their frustrations by beating each other up. However, as the narrator becomes more involved with Tyler and his radical plans, he discovers a shocking truth about his own identity and his relationship with Tyler. Fight Club is a brilliant and twisted movie that explores themes of masculinity, violence, consumerism, and mental illness. It also features one of the most memorable and shocking twists in movie history. The next movie on my list is Shutter Island, the 2010 psychological thriller directed by Martin Scorsese and based on the novel by Dennis Lehane. This movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Teddy Daniels, a U.S. Marshal who is sent to investigate the disappearance of a patient from a mental hospital on a remote island. Along with his partner Chuck All, Teddy tries to unravel the mystery behind the hospital's sinister experiments and secrets, while also dealing with his own traumatic past and haunting visions. However, as Teddy gets closer to the truth, he realizes that nothing is what it seems on Shutter Island. Shutter Island is a gripping and atmospheric movie that keeps you guessing until the very end. It also showcases DiCaprio's amazing performance as a man who struggles to cope with his own reality and sanity. The third movie on my list is Donnie Darko. The 2001 sci-fi drama directed by Richard Kelly and starring Jake Gyllenhaal as the title character. Donnie Darko is a troubled teenager who narrowly escapes death when a jet engine crashes into his bedroom. He then starts to have visions of a man in a large rabbit suit named Frank, who tells him that the world will end in 28 days. Frank also manipulates Donnie to commit a series of crimes and acts of vandalism, while also revealing to him the secrets of time travel and parallel universes. Donnie Darko is a cult favorite that combines elements of horror, comedy, romance, and philosophy. It also features an amazing soundtrack and a stellar cast that includes Drew Barrymore, Patrick Swayze, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Gina Malone. The fourth movie on my list is Secret Window, the 2004 mystery thriller directed by David Koepp and based on the novella by Stephen King. This movie stars Johnny Depp as Mort Rainey, a successful writer who is going through a painful divorce from his cheating wife Amy. He retreats to his secluded cabin in the woods, where he is stalked by a mysterious man named John Shooter, who accuses him of plagiarism. As Mort tries to prove his innocence and find out who Shooter really is, he becomes more paranoid and violent, while also losing his grip on reality. Secret Window is a tense and suspenseful movie that showcases Depp's versatility as an actor. It also has a surprising and satisfying twist that will make you question everything you saw. The fifth movie on my list is Mr. Brooks, the 2007 crime drama directed by Bruce Evans and starring Kevin Costner as Earl Brooks, a well-respected businessman who has a dark secret. He is also a serial killer known as the Thumbprint Killer. Earl is constantly tormented by his alter ego Marshall, who urges him to kill for pleasure. However, when Earl decides to quit his killing spree, he faces several complications. He is blackmailed by a witness who wants to join him in his murders. He is pursued by a tenacious detective who has her own personal problems, and he discovers that his daughter may have inherited his murderous tendencies. Mr. Brooks is a clever and original movie that explores the psychology of a killer and the consequences of his actions. It also features great performances from Costner, Hurt, and more. Before I continue with the rest of the list, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. By subscribing to my channel, you'll get notified whenever I upload a new video, and you'll also help me grow my audience and reach more people. So, please, take a moment to click the subscribe button and join the community. Thank you. The sixth movie on my list is Identity, the 2003 mystery thriller directed by James Mangold and starring John Cusack as Ed, a limo driver who is one of the 10 strangers who are stranded at a desolate motel during a nasty rainstorm. As they try to find a way out, they realize that they are being killed off one by one by an unknown assailant. They also discover that they have a connection to each other and to a serial killer who is about to be executed. Identity is a smart and twisty movie that plays with the conventions of the genre and keeps you on the edge of your seat. It also has a great ensemble cast that includes Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, Alfred Molina, and Clea Duvall. The seventh movie on my list is Triangle. The 2009 sci-fi horror directed by Christopher Smith and starring Melissa George as Jess, a single mother who goes on a sailing trip with her friends. However, their yacht is overturned by a strange and sudden storm, and they are rescued by a mysterious ship that appears to be deserted. As Jess explores the ship, she realizes that she is trapped in a time loop where she and her friends are repeatedly killed by a masked killer. She also encounters different versions of herself and tries to find a way to break the cycle. Triangle is a mind-bending and terrifying movie that will make you question your own perception of reality. It also features an outstanding performance from George as a woman who faces her worst nightmare. The eighth movie on my list is Session 9, the 2001 horror drama directed by Brad Anderson and starring David Caruso as Phil, a member of an asbestos cleaning crew who works in an abandoned mental hospital with a horrific past. As they work in the eerie and decaying building, they uncover disturbing secrets and recordings of a former patient named Simon, who claims to have multiple personalities. They also start to experience strange and violent events that threaten their lives and sanity. Session 9 is a creepy and atmospheric movie that builds up tension and dread throughout. It also has a realistic and gritty style that adds to its authenticity and horror. The ninth movie on my list is The Lady in the Van, the 2015 comedy drama directed by Nicholas Hittner and based on the play by Alan Bennett. This movie stars Maggie Smith as Miss Shepherd, an eccentric and homeless woman who lives in a van parked outside the house of Alan Bennett, a playwright who reluctantly agrees to let her stay there for a few weeks. However, she ends up staying there for 15 years, much to his annoyance and amusement. As their unlikely friendship develops, Alan learns more about Miss Shepherd's past and her reasons for living in her van. The Lady in the Van is a charming and heartwarming movie that showcases Smith's comedic and dramatic talents. It also features an interesting narrative device where Alan talks to his alter ego, who represents his writing self. The 10th and final movie on my list is Coherence, the 2013 sci-fi thriller directed by James Ward Byatt and starring Emily Baldoni as M, one of the 8 friends who gather for a dinner party on the night of a comet passing over Earth. However, as strange things start to happen, they realize that the comet has caused a rift in reality and created multiple parallel universes where different versions of themselves exist. As they try to figure out what is going on and how to get back to their original reality, they face paranoia, betrayal, and danger. Coherence is an ingenious and low-budget movie that uses minimal effects and locations to create a complex and captivating story. It also features improvised dialogue and natural performances from its cast. So, there you have it, my top 10 alter ego movies. I hope you enjoyed this video and found some new movies to watch or rewatch. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below with your own favorite alter ego movies or any suggestions for future videos. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.